So my wife is a seamstress. She sews, and she's in another room sewing, and she keeps asking me if the students watching this video can hear her sewing machine. So if you've been listening to, I can't hear it because I'm so used to it. But if you hear a funny sound in the background, you've been wondering what that is, there's your reward. I'm telling you now. It's a beautiful woman sitting at a sewing machine making beautiful things and bringing peace to the house. All right, so as always, we start with a new functional group, and then we go to nomenclature of the functional group, and this is it's just going to look familiar. I have almost nothing to say about it. Butanoic acid. So monocarboxylic acids are named as an oic acid. Okay, so butanoic acid here, we're going to find the longest continuous carbon chain with the principal functional group in it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I should have started from the other end. And so this is butane, and I get rid of the E and put oic acid. Kid you not, one time I was, this was years ago, 2010, I was teaching this to a class, and a girl looked at the board after I wrote the OIC up on the board. Okay, so I'd written OIC up on the board, and she kid you not, she looked at that and she went, "Oh, I see." And I mean, she didn't even hear herself say it. And we all just kind of looked at her at the board as she was saying that and said, "Did she just say that?" And it was funnier than I'm communicating it to you now. So anyway, OIC. I think of that every time I see that. So butane oic acid is how we name that. All right. So if we have something more complicated, right? We've done this before. Find the longest carbon chain with the principal functional group on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's pentane. Aha. Oic acid. We don't need to say where it is because it's necessarily terminal, right? You see that's going to be at one end of the chain. So it's pentanoic acid, and it looks like it's got 2 methyl groups on it. 1, 2. So it's, I'm running out of space here. Different color will probably help. Dimethyl, right? They're both in the 4. 4,4-dimethyl. 5-hydroxy. And H comes before M. And so it's 5-hydroxy 4,4, or rather 4,4-dimethyl pentanoic acid. All right. So again, the carbon of the carboxylic acid moiety is assigned to the locant 1 because it's terminal, and so it's going to get the 1 position. All right. So if we have a carboxylic acid in a ring, it's not part of the longest continuous carbon chain. We say simply cyclohexane carboxylic acid. This is a little unusual. You really need to be good. I'm going to go back a slide, okay? You really need to be good at this. This is you know, most of the nomenclature we're going to see is going to look like this. Shoot, that could show up. Sure. Yeah, we've got a test bank we've got a question bank which is huge, and that could show up. Cyclohexane carboxylic acid. Sure. Yeah, I won't say don't know it, but yeah, it's not as common. I don't know what to tell you. If it shows up on a quiz or exam that I prepared, you may feel betrayed. So let's just say that this is just not as common. Cyclohexane carboxylic acid, though, would be the way you would say that. There's a lot of common names. Formic acid, which looks like formaldehyde, right? So this is formaldehyde. Formaldehyde, right? So here's formic acid. Acetic acid, which I have been telling you since principles or Gen Chem, please know that. This would be propane, right? It would be propanoic acid. Propanoic acid. and that would be propanoic acid. I know I'm saying the same thing, but the common name is propionic acid. Propionic acid. See the difference? You could call it either. Look, I don't care. Propionic acid's common. If you're not used to the common name, which probably you're not, right? Then you should call it propanoic acid. Butanoic acid has a common name called butyric acid. I think if it's 5, pentanoic acid is also called caproic acid or something like that. So either way, you're going to see some common names, but the IUPAC is what you need to be good at. You're going to get most of your punch if you're good at IUPAC names. That's not IUPAC, sorry. You're going to get most of your punch if you're used to this name here. Acetic acid, oh, I won't deny, you have to know that. The IUPAC name for this one, right, would be ethanoic acid, right? Nobody calls it ethanoic acid. So there are going to be some common names you have to know. All right. Now, diacids. So if you have 2 carboxylic acids on one, which is relatively unusual, I won't deny. I hate to say you won't see it. It's not fair to you, but you know, it's not the main point. Not the easiest question, right? So dioic acid, pentane dioic acid is how that's named. All right, there's some really common acids that we know from biology: oxalic acid, malonic acid, succinic acid, butyric acid. I think these are most or all of these are in the Krebs cycle somewhere. All right, now you go practice with conceptual checkpoint 12.1 through 12.3 and make sure you like this material. Best wishes.